Today, I randomized every single Formula One team's drivers, staff, race engineers, monetary value, and infrastructure to see how good each team will do if everything is completely reshuffled in Formula One. My name is Chris, welcome back to CFRacing, and enjoy the video. Okay, so I just randomized every single team 5 times just to give it a huge, good old shake-up here. And let's take a look at the teams here. So for Red Bull, we got Pietro Fittipaldi and Roman Static, so not a good driver lineup. But they do have Pat Fry as their technical chief. The created guy who I made, Adrian Newey, that's totally Adrian Newey, don't look it up. 95 overall as their head of aero, so they're still looking solid. We got Capito over here as sporting director. We have then these two guys as their race engineers. They got like no money, pretty solid facilities, and pretty decent car performance. Let's go to Mercedes now. We got Rafael Villagomez. And okay, they got George Russell. They actually got a solid driver there. Dan Fallows is pretty solid as a technical chief. We got Adam Kenyon as a sporting director. And Clive Hatton as, that's terrible. They have $2 million. Their facilities suck. And their car performance is actually really good. They'll probably start off the season well, but then they're going to drop off a cliff. Going to Ferrari, and oh god, it does not look good. We got Frederick Vesti and Zach O'Sullivan as the drivers. These guys are alright. Hooli and Paganelli, they're okay. Oh, Adami, I mean, he didn't even switch teams. He's just number 2. He's the number 2's, what's it called, race engineer. $10 million, trash facilities, and a trash car. Ferrari's absolutely cooked. It's going to be cooked in the simulation. McLaren got Hauger and Crawford. There's really not been that many good drivers. They have a really good technical team here with DeSordo, Balbo, and Zender. Korb and King are pretty solid. They do have $40 million. Their facilities are 4 out of 5. And their car performance is a 3. McLaren's going to be scary in this simulation. Going now to Aston Martin, we got Zane Maloney and Ritomo Miata. Oh boy, another fantastic driver lineup here. We got probably the worst group of engineers we got. They have Bono and Hamlin, probably the best race engineers I've seen, but $40 million, maxed out facilities, and a 2-car performance. They'll probably be pretty solid in this sim. Moving up, we got Cordeal and Kushmani. That's definitely the worst driver lineup we've seen. But they got Enrico Cardila here as the technical chief, so that could be pretty solid. They do got $20 million. Car's absolutely terrible, but they do have good facilities as well. So Alpine, they might be pretty good. I don't really know. Williams over here, they got Bobby Schwartzy and Fernando Alonso. Pretty solid driver lineup. They have pretty bang average engineers over here. Same with, they got terrible race engineers. Oh, but they're cooked. They got $2 million. 5 out of 5 facilities and a 2-car performance. I don't even think they're going to be broke by the time the simulation ends. Going to RB, we got Giovinazzi and Richard Vachor here, looking pretty solid. I'm actually shocked how quite balanced all these teams are. Definitely the best engineering staff we've seen, though, for RB. They got Washe and Laverno, and then the Cincinnati guy, he's alright. Ghetto and we got Zabi over here, pretty solid. 40, oh, whoa! These guys almost got maxed out. RB is going to be the best car in this simulation by far. I don't know if their drivers are going to do anything, but they got $40 million to spend, maxed out facilities, and a maxed car performance. That's looking pretty good. We got Pato and Kimi Antonelli. Pretty solid driver lineup for the future. Pretty damn. This is definitely the best set of engineers we've had. The key staff. Race engineers are okay as well. $2 million, 5 out of 5 facilities, and car performance 3 out of 5. Pretty solid. And last, but certainly not least, we have Haas. And of course, Rio Hirakawa's there. That's just the most Haas thing. And Carlos Sainz. So we got no Charles Leclerc, no Lando Norris, no Verstappen, no Oscar Piastri. I believe, or no Hamilton as well. Alonso and Russell are the best drivers in this sim. So we're going to see if they can carry their teams. The key staff is alright. Their engineers are absolute dog poop. But $20 million, bang average facilities, and pretty solid car performance. Going to be pretty good. So Ferrari looks like they're going to be absolutely terrible. That's just so unfortunate. I'm probably going to, I don't want to go with RB because I want to see how insane they are. I'm probably going to go with like Sauber or something. And we'll see at the end of the simulation or wherever I catch up with you guys. Alright, so looking at performance now, just kind of like I thought. Ferrari, by far the worst team in the world. I mean, besides myself, but like that's literally the worst car I could possibly make. Ferrari basically have a boat. Alpine's pretty terrible. Williams also very bad. Aston Martin's, they're alright. McLaren's pretty solid, and all the teams I thought were going to be pretty good, like RB, definitely the best car. Haas looking pretty solid. Mercedes pretty solid. Red Bull is pretty good. I think it's going to be a title fight probably between the V-Carbs and probably the Haas drivers. Maybe throw in the Fernando Alonso. I forget what team he was for. He might be for RB, so like he might just absolutely dominate. But we're going to see how this goes. So, after the first race here, we have George Russell winning for Mercedes. That's kind of shocking, with Giovinazzi in second and Carlos Sainz in third. I'm probably not going to get any like clips in the simulation because drivers like Giovinazzi, Vachor, Rio Hirakawa, Hauger, they don't have faces in the game, so they don't appear in the cutscenes. But if any of the actual F1 drivers show up in the cutscenes, I'll get the cutscenes for that. But right now, George Russell is leading the championship. Pretty solid race for him in Mercedes. Villagomez was completely terrible, so Russell's just straight carrying. Giovinazzi did pretty good, like I said. Sainz and Hirakawa, not that bad. I mean, Hirakawa was 30 seconds off Sainz, but you know, what are you going to do? Russell's just kind of carrying. Antonelli actually lost the Pato Award. Alonso and the Williams doing better than Bobby Schwartzy over there. The Ferraris, just complete poop. Same with the Alpine. Alpine is just complete poop as well. So, I mean, we'll see what happens at the rest. All right, so taking a look at the standings after the first 5 races, you'd be kind of shocked to think that George Russell's in the lead. But no, he's not. He's actually in second. Carlos Sainz in the Haas as 1 point now ahead of George Russell. He's been on the podium every single race. He's been super consistent. Russell did miss out on the podium in Australia and Japan, where he finished 4th and 5th. Ooh, I know that's so bad. But everyone else has been pretty bang average. I mean, Richard Vachor is also up there in the RB. He's actually performing better than Giovinazzi, but Giovinazzi did DNF last race. He was probably leading the championship if it wasn't for that DNF. Everybody else, though, it's looking like it's going to be a four driver title fight. 3 different teams: Haas, Mercedes, and RB. Unless some other teams come back, like Antonelli's doing actually pretty solid in the Sauber. Rio Hirakawa could make it. Hauger's actually doing pretty good in the the McLaren. That's about it. Alonso, I mean, Williams might need some upgrades. He started scoring some points recently, so maybe he'll come back. The Red Bulls and Ferraris are terrible, but at least O'Sullivan has 2 points for them. Dead last, we have Cordeal, who's somehow doing better or worse than my 2 not created drivers, but like my created team that has 0 upgrades. It's literally the worst car possible. Alpine is they're just atrocious. But let's take a look at the Constructor standings right now. And I mean, RB has won 3 out of the 4. No, they have not won 3 out of the 4 races. They've scored the most in like pretty much every single race right now, so they're leading the championship by like 30 points. But don't discredit Haas and Mercedes. They can be pretty solid as well. Let's take a look at the car upgrades though. Going from Miami, I believe it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So till like Austria basically. So right now, yes, RB does still have the best car, and it's quite a long shot actually by like 7 or 8 percentage points. Haas is looking pretty solid. Same with Mercedes. Ferrari actually is bringing upgrades, so they might not be the worst car anymore, and at least their drivers are better than Alpine, so hopefully they don't come last. But you can see on the screen right now how these teams are upgrading. I know these teams have no money. We could probably take a look at the money of the teams right now. Ferrari, actually, they have 22 million to spend. That's not bad. McLaren's got 47. Red Bull's got 7. Are any teams hurt? Ooh, Mercedes has only $4 million to spend. Alpine's got 19. Williams has 13. Haas has 17. VCAR probably has a lot. Yeah, they got 39. They're just looking so good. And Sauber has 7. Aston Martin's got 45 million. Come on, they got to spend some money here. I think McLaren has a good shot to make a better car, but we'll have to see after the next 5 races. Okay, let's take a look at the standings for after the first 10 races of the season here. As we have Carlos Sainz with a 15-point lead now. You can see he's got 3 race wins. Also, Giovinazzi also has 3 race wins, but he has that DNF, like I said before. But Sainz has, no, he's got a 5-point lead, excuse me, over Giovinazzi. Then we got Vachor over here in 3rd and George Russell in 4th. Like I said, gonna be a 4-horse race, but Mercedes seems to have fallen off after the first couple races. Like, yeah, sure, George Russell's absolutely carrying, but that's really about it. Cordeal is just still doing terrible. Both the Ferraris are just, oh my god, they're just like the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Williams is a big disparity between Alonso and Schwartzman, which is kind of funny to see. Hauger and Crawford still doing pretty solid. Award actually started gaining more points on Antonelli. Antonelli was ahead before. Pretty solid there for Pato. I don't think Antonelli has scored since then, but he just hasn't scored like a lot since then, really there. Let's take a look at the team standings. We can see RB still dominating. It's quite obvious. We'll take a look at the performance later, but I would assume they still have the fastest car, and every other car is terrible. Still, somehow my completely random team is better than Alpine. That's just how bad Alpine is. But yeah, I'm pretty sure RB is going to win it, but you never know. Teams bring upgrades halfway through the year all the time. Let's take a look at the performance here. And there has been more upgrades. Haas has definitely made a lot of upgrades trying to get closer to the RB team. And I mean, we know that Red Bull has Adrian Newey in their team as well. And they've been making some pretty solid upgrades. Looks like Ferrari does have the worst car again. Why am I not surprised? Good job, Ferrari. Way to be completely, just completely useless over there. I won't lie to you. But yeah, you can see RB still has the best car. I don't know if they really will get any higher than this. They probably will. I wouldn't be surprised, but I can see teams probably like Haas. I can really see team like Sauber or Red Bull making a lot of money in upgrades. Same with McLaren. They moved up, probably the biggest mover, I would say, so far. But let's take a look at how much money each team has right now. Where can I find that? I always forget where to find that. Right there, teams. Go and look at the teams. Ferrari's got 24 million to spend. That's pretty good. McLaren still got 43 million dollars to spend. Like, they got money to spend. Red Bull is in the negatives right now, so they're absolutely cooked. Mercedes only has 4 million. Will Alpine? Alpine's actually got 12 million dollars to spend. That's pretty good. Haas has 8 million. VCarb, oh my god, they got $35 million to spend still, and they already have the best car, and they have the best facilities. Like, oh my god, like, you're not beating RB. Oh, Sauber is negative 3 million, so they're gonna be screwed for the rest of the simulation. And Aston Martin's got $42 million to spend. Guys, start making some upgrades. Like, what are they doing? Like, we look at their car, they're like 7th. Like, start upgrading. I mean, they did upgrade a lot, actually. They were like second last. So look out for Aston Martin. Look out for McLaren. Don't look out for Sauber and Red Bull. They're going to be terrible. And also, obviously, look out for VCarb because it's VCarb. Okay, so after round 15 in... what was it? In the Netherlands, we can take a look at these standings again. Once again here in the simulation. You can see it might be slightly more of a runaway now for Carlos Sainz as the Haas team. I think they brought a little bit of upgrades. You can see he's about 30 points ahead now of Giovinazzi and about like 50 points ahead of Versor. Russell looks like he's fallen out of the driver's standings, of the driver's championship here, as we saw before the Mercedes basically had no money, so they have nothing to do to upgrade this car. Same with the Red Bulls. Even though Pietro Fittipaldi got a 5th, a 4th, I think that's like 7th in a DNF recently. He got some pretty good points there, but other than that, he's been pretty bad. Look at Zach O'Sullivan. Oh my goodness, look at all those DNFs. These cars all at the bottom here are just complete poop. They're terrible. But it looks like it's going to be a close title, not close title fight, but a closer title fight between Haas and VCarb. Two teams you probably wouldn't expect to be the best going into this. And then you saw the simulation, like the randomizing going on, and all of a sudden they're just like the greatest Formula 1 teams ever. Alpine's still worse than my random team, which is hilarious because I haven't upgraded this team at all. It's just the drivers that are so much worse. Even though I have like pretty mid drivers, if you can see, I literally have Correa and Bortoleto, and then they have, who do they have? They have Cordial and Kushmini. But let's take a look at the performance here. It doesn't look like since the last time we checked in. I think this was after. I believe it was after Spain, right here in the middle. Yeah, you can see not many of the teams have changed. Red Bull still actually went up a little bit with their negative money. I don't know how that happened. Same with Sauber. I guess they actually just had upgrades in the pipeline and they made them. Ferrari's just completely flatlining. I have no idea what they're doing. They're completely terrible. And look at this. Alpine is literally 10% points higher than this random team, and they still haven't even passed me in the standings. Aston Martin, with all the money they have, went down. That's just the most Aston Martin thing ever. And McLaren, I thought they would be upgrading a little bit better, but at the moment, it doesn't look like they are. But now, let's go and look at the teams again, because I like to see how much money these teams have. Ferrari has definitely used some of their money. They got 10 million left. McLaren's got 34 to spend. Red Bull is in the negative by 7 million. That's terrible. Mercedes in negative by 5 million. I don't know how they're going to get out of that. Alpine still got money to spend. Haas is now in the negative, so I don't know if they're going to be bringing any more upgrades. That's still Haas. Where's VCarb? VCarb still has 30 million to spend. They're looking like they're going to be completely fine. Sauber is negative 11 million. Oh my goodness, that's so bad. And Aston Martin's got 40 million to spend. Aston, what are you doing? Spend some of this money. But oh well, let's get to the next 5 races here. Okay, so we got 3 or 4 rounds to go after Mexico, round 20 here. And a little bit has changed in the standings here. You can see Giovinazzi went on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 race winning streak and is absolutely pulled away from Carlos Sainz right now. And actually, last race in Mexico, I'm sure you saw the cutscene, but RB just locked in the Constructor's title, and I think for sure might actually overtake Carlos Sainz for P2 here. Russell, like I said before, has fallen off. Hirakawa, I mean, if he was as good as Carlos Sainz, maybe there would have been a closer title fight here, but he really hasn't been. Pato O'Ward, though, he might actually overtake Hirakawa here, which is kind of interesting because Sauber has like negative $13 million right now. Kind of cool. You can see that Vesti scored more points for Ferrari, and actually finally now, if you take a look at the constructor standings, Alpine is ahead of my created team, so that's pretty cool. Ferrari still completely sucks. Aston Martin has been doing quite better recently. They've definitely brought some upgrades to the car. We'll check out the performance in just a little bit here. But look at this absolute dominant run by RB. You can tell it's gold already because they won the Constructors title. But let's take a look at the performance right now. And they didn't really bring any upgrades. I mean, Mercedes brought an upgrade right there, but that's about it. But their car is just hands above better than everybody else. Ferrari has the worst car at the moment which is, I mean, I expected that. They were terrible going into this. Ferrari and Alpine just completely sold. Let me know if you do want to see a second season of this as well, because it is kind of funny how this kind of turns out. We're going into the last like 5 races here. We're going to see who's got some money here. Ferrari's got 16 million. McLaren's got 45. Jesus. Red Bull is not in the negatives anymore. That's pretty cool. Mercedes is basically negative. Alpine's got some money. Williams has 15 million. Haas has negative 5 million. VCarb still got $40 million to spend, and they already locked the Constructors title in, so they're just going to work on 2025. Sauber, 18 million. I don't know where they got all this money from, but good for them. I don't know how the heck they did that. Maybe because they scored a bunch of points. Who really knows? And Aston Martin still got $45 million to spend. So now it's going to be down to the final couple of races here. I would put money on, who is it? Antonio Giovinazzi to win the title, but who knows? Maybe Carlos Sainz will come back and have an insane run at the end of the season. Okay, so at the end of this simulation here, you can see Antonio Giovinazzi did end up winning the championship by 69 points, which is pretty nice. He went on a, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 race winning streak, and then finished 3rd in the last race in Abu Dhabi. Sainz did try to come back, I guess, kind of. But he did end up defending Versor, so we did end up finishing 2nd. Versor was 3rd, and Russell was 4th. Really, those are the only guys who had any shot at kind of winning. Mercedes did bring an upgrade, I think, near the end of the year, because you can see Russell did end up performing quite a little bit better than what I thought he was. I did think Pato O'Ward might have caught him, but Pato O'Ward did actually end up catching Hirakawa. So O'Ward, actually, he did pretty good comparing him to Antonelli. Got 193 points to Antonelli's 112, but this is also F2 level in Kimi Antonelli right now, because this is the 2024 season. Ferrari did but at least O'Sullivan started scoring points, so that's pretty cool. Look at all the DNFs down here. Like all these other drivers from like here on barely DNF like once, and all these guys down here are just straight DNFs. Cordial somehow still finished behind Bortoleto and Juan Manuel Correa, but Alpine, like I said before, did end up finishing out of Ferrari, so my team, so that's pretty cool. Ferrari ended up with 9 points. Pretty bad, I won't lie. Aston Martin finished with 40. Then it was Red Bull, Williams, McLaren, and then the teams I thought were going to do good did end up doing good just based off of their performance and how much money they really had going into the simulation, even like with their facilities as well. Sauber was pretty solid with Antonelli and O'Ward. Mercedes was pretty good, basically completely carried by Russell. I think Russell had like, where's the other Mercedes driver? Yeah, Villagomez had 22 points. Russell had 304, so yeah, they just got completely carried. Haas was pretty good with Carlos Sainz and Hirakawa, and obviously RB we saw before. They had like an absolutely dominant season with Giovinazzi and Richard Versor. And then let's take a look just at the performance going into the, I guess, next season, which would be 2025. I'll try to make a video for that one too. It's pretty cool. Going into the next season, I mean, RB's still the best team. Haas, they look all right. I'm going to simulate to the next season, see if any driver transfers happen, so I'll be right back. Also taking a look at this, the F2 standing. So Prima did win the championship, and Ollie Behrman won the Drivers' Championship, and he just kind of destroyed everybody with Hadjar in 2nd and Martins in 3rd. So maybe Behrman will get an F1 seat next year. Who really knows? And then Tim Tremens won the Formula 3 standings. Okay, so heading into Season 2, we have some very interesting driver transfers here. As you can see, Pietro Fittipaldi is still with Red Bull, but Charles Leclerc now is driving for Red Bull. You can see they actually all filled out their junior driver programs as well. Vesti's still with Ferrari, but now Max Verstappen is with Ferrari and Behrman is a reserve. Norris is now in McLaren. Piastri is actually a reserve still. Villagomez has replaced whoever. No, I think Villagomez was still there. Maloney and Miata are now drivers for Aston Martin. Cordial and Kushmani somehow are together. Williams probably has like the most like well-rounded driver lineup of Perez and Alonso. Then we got Bottas and Giovinazzi at VCarb, so might be a pretty solid title fight here. Ocon and Antonelli, really good driver lineup for the Sauber team. We got Hulkenberg and Hirakawa for Haas, and then I got Doohan and Bortoleto on my like completely random lineup here, because Doohan was literally the only driver I could sign. Taking a look at the performance though, Ferrari still has a poop car and RB still has the best car. Let me know if you want to see a second season of this and I continue on this simulation for 2025. And with that being said, see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.